In this video, we're going to talk about setting up your planning schedule. So this is your weekly planning method. And you see at the top, we've split things up into 5 categories. If you've taken the note-taking course, then this rings true for you. You've seen this before because this is how you split up the 5 days of the week, and this is how you organize your notes into different categories. These are the big categories that you can basically organize any area of life into. So you have your business/career, you have your personal stuff, you have relationships, you have your health, and then you have meta systems organization level things. Below that, you have the 7 days of the week. So the way that this planning method works is that at the beginning of each week, and I do this on Sunday afternoon, Sunday night, you can do it whenever you want, but it's better to do it on the weekend, ideally on Sunday, when you're planning out your week. So you should have a time that you do every single week. You do this and you get this planning done so that you know what you're going to be doing and you can plan out the rest of the week. So what you start out with is you go through each of these 5 categories at the top and you think about, what are the things that I need to do in each of these categories? What are the things that I need to improve? Maybe it's just continuing to do a new habit. Maybe it's working on 2 or 3 really high level important projects. Maybe there's nothing that's really that important and you just keep things steady the way they're going. I'm not going to talk about this here, but habits are very important. And so you should have habits that you're doing each day of the week or focusing on each day of the week. And an easy way to do this is to just set business or career. There's a special focus on that for Monday, personal special focus for Tuesday, relationships special focus on Wednesday, health on Thursday, meta organizational level on Friday. So that's a basic way that you can set up your week so that there's maybe an hour or 2 on each of those days that you specifically dedicate to making sure your habits are staying in line. You're making sure you're doing the bare minimum, because those key habits that you have in each area of your life are going to make a huge impact. So at minimum, you want to make sure you're just continually doing those and you're making small but steady improvements, or at least maintaining every single week. So that little bit of time each week that you carve out, and make sure that you don't just completely forget about an area of your life for months or years at a time, so, or even weeks. So that's why that's important. But also each day of the week, if there's a certain project that you have, a specific project, not just habits, that's a time during the week where you can work on that. If you've got a hectic schedule where it feels like you can't fit anything in, then the easiest way to do it is to set up a habit where ideally in the morning, when it's not going to get skipped, you put an hour or 2 in to just focus on that area of your life and think about, okay, what's going on? Really think about it. If you've got any projects, take care of those and make progress each week. The way this works, let's say you're planning on Sunday night, is you make bullet points. So you could prioritize them. You could use a numbered list, an ordered list, but you don't have to. You're going to have room up top. This part's going to take up the top half of the page. So for certain categories, you might only write down 1 or 2 things. For other categories, you might fill up the whole thing. And there's other annotations that you can do. So one way you can do it is you can use the top half of the box as an unordered list and then prioritize it underneath. Another thing you can do is put a star next to the most important things, or circle them, or underline them, or put a box around them, or something like that. Underline it with a few lines to make it really stand out. That's going to make sure that you pay attention to it. Next thing is you start to place those in the 7 days of the week. And some of you may be saying, well, on the weekend I don't want to focus on any of this stuff. I don't want to worry about it. So then you would just make Thursday and Friday the last 2 boxes. Or what you could do is you could make Monday and Tuesday big boxes and then have Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday on the second bottom row. And the reason why you might want to do that is because you may plan aggressively on Monday and Tuesday to get a lot of stuff done, but inevitably something's going to fall through the cracks. And then what you do is just on Wednesday, you start by looking at what was I supposed to do on Monday and Tuesday that didn't get done. You do that first, and then you continue with what you had planned on for Wednesday. And if there's anything that's critically important that you have to do on Wednesday, you can circle that, put a star next to it, mark it as important. So you do that first at the beginning of the day, then take care of the things that you left that you forgot to do or didn't get to on Monday and Tuesday. So the basic idea is you're getting this framework. You're getting these 5 areas of life where you can take any problem, any issue that you're dealing with, and you can put it into one of these 5 categories, and you know where to put it. So anytime something comes up, you know where to put it. And the other thing is you can do these side by side. So what I like to do is I like to take 2 facing pages of my Moleskine notebook and do one of these for the first week, and then during the second week I just draw out another one of these on the next page right to the right. So I have them right next to each other, and I can look at the entire first week of which things have been crossed out from Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and which things didn't get done, and then I can immediately just transfer those over to the next week. And that helps me because then I don't have to redo this whole process over again. I can just fill in the gaps of what's missing. I can also flip through all the previous pages of the notebook, all the notes that I've taken since I planned the previous week, and I can look at, okay, what else is going on? Is there anything new that I should add to this page? Once that process is done, I've got a complete list of what I have to get done. It's in these this top half of the page in those 5 categories, and then I can just say each day of the week, what do I want to do? And oftentimes I'm only going to really worry about the first 2 or 3 days of the week. Unless there's something specific that's scheduled, I'm not going to worry about the later days of the week. I'm just going to use those as overflow days. So anything that doesn't get done Monday, Tuesday, maybe Wednesday, that's going to get pushed to Thursday, Friday. And then on the weekends, it's so variable. Different things happen each weekend. Sometimes I've got a lot of stuff planned. Sometimes I just want to veg out and not do anything. Other times I'm just going to work a 7-day week. So it really depends on what kind of lifestyle you have, how you like to do things with the weekends, how you like to handle them. But all you really need to know is the top half of the page is where you list all the things you want to get done in their various categories. And then you break those down into the 5 work days. And then if you want to do extra stuff on the weekends, you can do that too. But the most important thing is you set aside time every Sunday in order to do this. It really only takes, at minimum, it can only take 10-15 minutes. You might spend half an hour. Last thing I'm going to show you very briefly, and this is only for those of you who have already taken my memory course and understand how mnemonics work and how you connect images. Basically, what you can do is take the top 5 or 10 projects that are really critical for this week, and you can create a very simple mnemonic device for it where you have 2 main images. Those are the 2 biggest, most important projects that you need to get done. And then the outer lying ones are images that you connect to parts of that image. So this first image, this rectangle, might be a person. So you might attach something to their head, you might attach something into one of their hands, you might put something around their waist, you might put something on their foot. And so those would be the 4 parts of that main image. That's how you would remember the first 5 important projects. Then you'd attach another big image to that first one. Let's say it's a person. You could have an object in their hand, but you could also connect them with another person. So you could have the 2 people holding hands, and you could have each person as a personification of one of your more important things. So let's say you wanted to make sure you get to the gym and start your gym habit. You could imagine Arnold Schwarzenegger, and he would represent one of those main goals for the week. Stuff like that. So all you're really doing is taking the most important projects and then combining them into an image. And I recommend when you're starting to do this, actually draw out the diagram. Even if it's just basic shapes like this and you're just writing in 1 or 2 keywords to represent each image, that's going to make sure that you don't forget it. But eventually, the great thing you can do is anytime you have downtime, you're waiting for the light to turn green, you're just waiting in line for something, and you're wondering, or you just wake up and you're lying in bed and you're wondering, what am I can't remember at all what I'm supposed to be doing today or what's important this week. You can just close your eyes, or even do it while your eyes are open, and go through this image in the matter of 5 or 10, 20 seconds, and completely refresh your mind with what's important. This is extremely valuable because you don't have to have any paper, you don't have to have your phone on you, you don't have to have anything. It's just built in your brain. You can access it whenever you need it. And this is a great way to just build your mnemonic skills, your memory skills, and build your skills in metaphor of transforming ideas into pictures and then connecting them. So this is a great way to get a little bit of practice every single week, every single day. You can check back in on it. It's a great way to stay on top of stuff and not forget what's important, not let stuff slip through the cracks. So if this is not making any sense to you, check out my memory course. I go into depth on how all this mnemonic stuff works.